last few categories have involved teamwork because every team needs a leader, and Canada's live music industry has a very strong leader indeed. It is my pleasure to invite rock star single mom, Erin Benjamin, President and CEO of the Canadian Live Music Association, to the stage to say a few words.
Hey everybody, it's nice to be back here. It's great to see you all here. It feels like, I can't believe it's been a year since this happened last time. I want to thank you very much for your attention for the next just few minutes. My job when I come up here is to tell you a little bit about the association and inspire you where live music is concerned. If you haven't been to this show before, just so you know what to expect, I'm just going to talk for a couple of minutes about what we think at the Canadian Live Music Association is really important where your business is concerned. So, it's interesting times. As you know, Music Canada Live became the Canadian Live Music Association in January. Our successful rebrand has helped us to increase our momentum and expand our reach, making who we are, who we represent, and what we stand for much more obvious. And I'm going to say the timing on that has been pretty good because as the world churns around us, our ever-growing reputation here at the CLMA for being strategic, organized, quick off the mark, and tenacious has become and continues to be very useful and very necessary. The past year, we've invested resources to leverage the greatest ROI for our members into programs and services and action that are fostering more relationships, resulting in greater impact and better effective collaborations right across the country. And as you know, advocacy is at the root of absolutely everything that we do. Every decision that we make is connected to the goal of creating the conditions for concerts to thrive, your concerts. Understanding those conditions, anticipating them, reacting to them, and attempting to shape them, this is our job, okay? It's our job because you've engaged us to do it on your behalf, and it is the power of our united voice together that's making a difference. So I'm going to talk to you tonight quickly about what that difference has looked like over the last year, and we're going to start with research. Good research is the foundation which compelling advocacy is built, right? Numbers talk. So in May 2018, we released an economic impact study of the live music sector in British Columbia, highlighting the work and the growth potential of that province's amazing live music community. That study gave us numbers that we had never had before so that we could make a powerful argument to government, and that is exactly what we did. And less than a month ago, Amplify BC, the BC Music Fund, was renewed at $7.5 million. We've lent our voice federally as well, working very hard, as we continue to do, to educate the Department of Canadian Heritage about the reality of the ecology of today's music industry, putting countless economic, social, and cultural arguments in front of them that validate the impact our members have on the careers of artists and Canadian quality of life. And in March, the Trudeau government announced a $60 million increase to Canadian heritage programs, much of which will go to music-related activities. In Ontario, well, we have championed the importance of strategic investment for live music with the new government since last June. We have made an irrefutable business case, and we have represented you passionately to the Premier's office, to the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Sport, to Finance, to Treasury Board, and I believe that we have been heard. I do, but I'm going to choose my next words very carefully. Yes, the size of the cut to the Ontario Music Fund was unanticipated. However, Celebrate Ontario remains untouched, and there are other indications that things will continue to shift and in our favor. So I suggest to you right now that we have a very important opportunity where the modernization of the Music Fund is concerned, because as the segment of the industry that is projecting annual growth at 3.2% and expected to represent almost 64% of total music market revenue in Canada by 2021, that's almost 1.27 billion US dollars, I am confident that we are in position to help the government, these are their words, to focus on activities that bring the biggest return to the province. So we are optimistic, and we will continue to work with our friends at the Government of Ontario to advance your conversation. Now, in only 4 short years, we found ourselves at almost every table there is now, challenging antiquated or inadequate cultural and economic policy and recommending solutions based on member input, data, and evidence. Later this summer, as an example, we're going to release an economic impact study of Toronto's live music venues, yet another tool to cement the critical role that you play. This is a pilot that we plan on replicating in other cities as well, so that when your municipality starts talking to you about noise bylaws or venue licensing, inadvertently or otherwise catching you in a net, we will be there to educate government, to defend and protect and advance your interests. In addition to advocacy, thank you. In addition to advocacy, we've also increased our professional development offerings, training that doesn't just build capacity, but is actually helping to evolve our sector. Along with our popular monthly webinar series, which is free for members, by the way, connecting you to experts from marketing to insurance, from security to sponsorship, we've recently launched our newest program called Raising the Bar just before the Junos in London. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad that you've heard of it. This is amazing. Making every live music space a safe place, the goals of Raising the Bar are to help increase knowledge and emergency preparedness so that we can decrease the incidence of overdose, harassment, assault, discrimination, weather-related accidents, and to increase best practices, build community, and keep our fans and our workers and our artists safe. In addition to Raising the Bar programming here at Canadian Music Week, we have a 1.5-day summit coming up at the end of the month in Vancouver. We're planning more events across the country created in direct response to real need that's been articulated to us by you. And you may know that Raising the Bar is only one of several new and important programs recently announced during the Junos by the broader music industry in response to the need and the desire for systemic change. I was very proud, Alan and Jackie, to MC the Allies in Action meeting that took place in London, proud to shine a spotlight on the leadership coming from live music, and very proud of all of our colleagues from across Canada who have found the extra time and energy and resources to imagine and implement things like the Canadian Creative Industries Code of Conduct, the Women in Music Entrepreneur Accelerator Program, and the Education, Training, and Safe Support Initiative to build a healthier, more respectful, safer industry. And thank you. I must pause at the appropriate moment. And it's all of this work that has led us to forge some really exciting new partnerships, in particular with the cannabis industry, where we have been leaning in with Health Canada on your behalf to make sure that they are 100% aware that the live music industry champions future legislation that is aligned with alcohol and not tobacco, so that the many cannabis companies who are very anxious to sponsor your events can eventually, legally, and freely do so. From cannabis to PROs, to many, many, many municipal and provincial issues and priorities. New Music Cities action in Halifax and St. John's and Fredericton, ticket resale, funding, music tourism, policing, HR practices, harm reduction, a live music summit coming soon in Saskatoon in 2020. Strategic policy, strategic advocacy, strategic business development. Be it navigating a bump in the road or capitalizing on a major opportunity, we are here for you, because of you, and with you, creating the conditions for concerts to thrive from coast to coast to coast. So what I am saying, the Canadian Live Music Association, whether it's me standing up here or someone else, it matters now. Because what you do matters more than ever before. And really, every year I stand up here and I try to paint the big picture for you, but really it's about what you do day in and day out. You have a collective voice, and it comes out of my mouth. And while we might not always like the pace of progress or the decisions that we have less control over, I'm here to tell you that progress is being made. And I want you to see yourselves in that progress, because you are the reason, each of you, that we are even here at all. It's been a very exciting and dynamic year, and no question the next 12 months, I can say to you with great certainty, will continue to represent the kind of opportunity that the Canadian Live Music Association was created to meet head on, which, with your support, is exactly what we are going to do. Thank you very much. Have a great Canadian Music Week. Congratulations, nominees and recipients.